Right, well, it's a morning of breaking news here on Good Morning Transfers. The latest bit of breaking news, open your ears, Newcastle fans. Alexander Isak is currently travelling to Newcastle right now to undergo a medical. That is ahead of his £58 million move from Real Sociedad. The Swedish international, of course, that is set to just smash their current transfer record of £40 million. Nabeed, of course, this is a player who's been linked with Newcastle for what feels like forever.
Well, he's been linked to a lot of Premier League clubs for quite a while, but Newcastle fans, you are in for an absolute treat. This man is special. He's an all-round forward, and I don't want to put this name on him early doors, but he does remind me of a young Thierry Henry. Loves to drift wide, drags defenders out there with him, creates spaces in the middle, loves to go 1v1 against fullbacks. He's got explosive pace, but also technically he's sensational in possession. You'll often see he'll pick the ball up sort of in that number 10 position and just essentially say to the centre-back, either you come and get me or I'll come and get you. And that will be something, I think, new to the Premier League. We haven't seen that for a while. And his stats are outstanding. His shot creating actions per 90 are double Callum Wilson's. Completely different sort of players. Obviously, Wilson's a number 9 who wants to play straight through the middle. And as you can see here, 6 goals, 2 assists, 360 minutes per goal. That doesn't look overly impressive, but I think in a side that creates more chances than what Real Sociedad do, he'll do very, very, very well.
And that's one thing we've seen with Newcastle, not just this weekend against Manchester City, but let's look at the last season, the last half of the season, and what players like Joe Willock and the players that Eddie Howe was getting the most out of, that creativity, allowing to give them freedom and to play. They've strengthened that squad from where they were and where they climbed up to in the Premier League, and we've seen hints at what they're actually able to do, whether that's just from set pieces and Kieran Trippier, whether that's Bruno Guimaraes, whether that's Alan St-Maximin and the freedom and how he expresses himself whilst playing football. It feels like all of these players are coming to play at Newcastle under Eddie Howe, who's doing a fantastic job so far as well, and they're enjoying themselves, and you can really see that. And Alexander Isak, yes, those stats will tell one story, but actually when he gets there, when he's training, when he's playing, when he's here in the Premier League, I'm really excited to see what Newcastle can do, because we've talked so much about them from January to now, about all the players that they've been linked with, but it feels like they've got their strategy in place. They know who they want to bring in. They're not afraid to spend some money as well, which we've seen them do. But actually, long term, it feels like they're planning for something, and they're really looking at how do we build the foundations now for the future, and they're going about things in a footballing sense in the right way.
Even exciting as a Man City fan, is it?
I mean, that game wasn't the best, no. But, you know, looking at them, I'm excited for Newcastle fans, let's say that.
You know, Newcastle have said, and we've reported all summer, that Newcastle are going to be sensible this summer. They're not going to be worried and take their time. We talked about financial fair play. Something has clicked where they know they can get this player. You know, we look at the players here. I mean, the second person on that list, Bruno Guimaraes, for me, is probably Eddie Howe's best signing. Yes, he cost a lot of money, but he's transformed that midfield for me. Joe Linton's been phenomenal, who Eddie Howe inherited, but that is a proper signing. Someone, if Newcastle do finish 7th and get into Europe, hypothetically, he'd be easy to play in Europe. He could play in most top 6 sides, Guimaraes.
If you look at that list, what's really interesting is, aside from Joe Linton, all of the other players have been signed during this period where Newcastle are rebuilding with the financial structure in place. And we haven't seen Sven Botman much yet, and I think he'll be a really, really special centre-back as well. The thing for me is, we were talking about this as well, Isak feels like the first move towards Newcastle now, saying, we are now the big spenders, we are now in the game.